Hi, welcome to Tunapika. As you know, this is cake month, and for this month I'm going to have weekly guests and you're going to bake cakes together. So for this week I'm having the lovely Kodo. Kodo is a creative and he runs a YouTube page by the name Sana kwa Sana. So Kodo, karibu sana leo Tunapika.
Asante sana.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
You struggle na hiyo swali all the time, but vile umesema sana kwa sana is the best way for an introduction to who I am, or rather what I do, because if what I do is who I am.
Oh yeah,
but
I get you.
Sana kwa sana is the name, unaweza pata everything kutoka hapo. We review music, review events, make commentary on art. So basically ni a platform for highlighting, documenting and critiquing Kenyan music, arts and culture.
Amazing.
We are the best ever. We are the best ever.
For sure. They are the only Sana kwa Sana. Anyway, so thank you so much for joining me here today. So today I want us to bake a cake together. Have you ever baked a cake?
It a lot of guesswork. And if it goes haywire, ni fault yake. Mimi nimekam tu show up. So blame.
Blame me.
If anything goes wrong.
Nothing is going to go wrong. There's a recipe. You're going to follow the recipe and we're going to bake the cake and decorate it.
Okay.
Yeah, so what we are making today is a chocolate almond cake. So we're going to mix all-purpose flour with almond flour and in a lovely chocolate cake. It's going to be very delicious.
Okay. I will make the promise. See you, Mimi.
Anyway,
but you're excited about it.
Okay, excited about it. So normally when you're baking a cake, kuna many ways ya go about it. The method we're going to do today will start by creaming the sugar and the butter or margarine.
Okay.
So sasa we'll measure out the sugar first. Katu. Aina nini? Utaona 340. Sawa. So you can put the sugar aside. So normally, Salem to and a bake, the best thing is you weigh out all the ingredients, you make sure you preheat oven, and then now you can start working. So the next thing to weigh out is our flour. So we'll start with the all-purpose. We need it to be 200 grams. So again, to weigh out 200 grams of the flour. Yeah, perfect. So we've weighed out the flour. The next is the almond flour, 100 grams. So tutatea hapo, we bring it back. We'll just put it here inside the flour. 100 grams of it to bring it back to 0. Then put 100 grams hapo. So what the almond flour does to the cake ni, other than, because almond na feeling it taste yake iko so distinct, but since the flour is like a nut flour na ni gluten free, ina help cake feel even more tender. It'll feel a bit fudgy. It's like a rich dark chocolate cake. That's how it will taste like. Perfect. Accuracy kabisa. And then now hapa we have salt, baking powder and baking soda using the leavening agents. Just put them inside. So normally utapata when you're baking a cake, those ones don't miss for the most part, because that's what, together with things like eggs, ndio inafanya keki ina rise, inakuwa airy, fluffy and all that. Okay. You can whisk everything together and set it aside. So just mix it. Since we are making a chocolate cake, I usually find addition of coffee, you enrich the chocolate taste. So this is like a teaspoon of instant coffee. Tumeiweka hapa kwa hot water. And then we are going to add cocoa powder.
Yote?
Yote.
Do you always add the coffee whenever on the chocolate
cake? For home consumption, yes. For if it's for buying, for selling, no, because you know some people, there are people who are actually allergic to coffee. Yeah. So now for this cake, normally, now you've mixed the cocoa with the hot water. Normally I double the amount of water, but now since I want the cake to even be more tender, more fudgy, I'm using pia mala. So add it here and mix that up. Let me just, so mix everything. Yeah, but if you don't have mala, instead of using just 3/4 cup water, do 1.5 cups water. So hapa nimefanya 3/4 cup mala and 3/4 cup hot water, and which I added the 1 teaspoon of instant coffee.
Now, assume your mala pia inakuanga only for home recipes as well as the coffee.
No, like the vanilla recipe, vanilla cake standard, I recommend watu watumie mala. Even the ones we make for sale, we use mala or a substitute of mala. Ka una mala home, unachukua maziwa, ka 1 cup of milk, unaeka like a tablespoon of either vinegar ama lemon juice. Now we are good to go. So now we can start the mixing.
Okay.
So what we'll do, we'll cream the sugar with the margarine. So you can put the sugar here, weke tu yote. So kucream ni kumaanisha unataka ikue combined, you want it to look like paler, more pale. So now, yeah, that's it. So this does the work. If you don't have a mixer, what you would have
done,
is taken this. And then sasa ukishika bowl unafanya sasa we mwenyewe. So here what works is elbow grease. Yeah. So if you don't have a mixer. Are you noticing any difference?
Yeah, naweza kuona the sort of the cake coming through and forming. Just based on mixture peke yake naweza kuona.
You can envision the cake. You can envision the cake. From this alone. So now we are going to add in our eggs. So break egg moja hapa you put inside. Normally we recommend you add the eggs one by one. The reason we recommend that ni, for example, ka uko na a bad egg. But now since I'm a baker, I'm always buying eggs. My eggs are forever fresh. But we still do it as in you breaking it one by one. But the adding one by one,
just
that's a must.
Just to confirm. Confirm. Answer moja to confirm.
Actually to confirm. But now the adding one by one ni to help to incorporate air. So you don't add all of them together. So saka sai will add the first egg. Una breaking kiaje eggs. Unajua mimi natumianga tu counter. Ana. The second egg.
You think you may take another texture?
Yeah, because of the introduction of moisture, here the water from the egg white, some more fat from the yolks, and then we add some vanilla. Vanilla. This one is from Mexico.
Elixir.
Cabeza. Unaona hata wamesema vanilla super extract. My friend aliniletea from Mexico. Yeah. So now we are done with the first part, which was the creaming and the adding of the eggs. So now we want to go in with the flour mixture. For a recipe, what we do, you'll put 1/3 of the flour, 1/2 of this, another third, kaina mix too, another third of the flour, the last amount of this, then tumalize with the flour. So you alternate. And so the beautiful thing about my stand mixer, iko na hii hapa, so hatutachafuka. So tutaekea tu hapa, wacha tu we get a spoon, you put.
Your third ni kubahatisha.
Ni kubahatisha, hii hapa si lazima ikue.
Disaster incoming.
Disaster incoming. Shika ndio. Haya. So sasa eka third. Yeah, that's
like more than or less than.
It's okay. Umeka the third already? Ama that's your third?
That's my third.
That's your third. Wacha nieke from this side. Na mimi nieke 1/2.
That's more than enough.
Yeah. Eka your other third.
Just a moment.
Then sir, I put the last
half.
Yeah. Though it was so thick. Let me scrape out. We don't want to miss any of the goodness.
So bado kama huna hii, the whisk would come through.
Oh, so now good question. Kama una the stand mixer, this is where you change the tools. You use this now. I put the last part. You use this now too. I'll show you. Okay, see what I mean. So as you've asked, kama hauna mixer, after usha cream in the eggs, nini, once you've done the eggs, when you get into the flour and the wet ingredients now, like the cocoa mixture, una change to this, into a spatula. So that's what you'd do. But now, hata sisi hapa bado tutatumia, we'll use it first to scrape nini, attachment yetu hapa. And then for keki, you never usimix sana. Si kukanda, mtu anakanda like you're making bread. When you want keki kuwe tender, ustahili ku overmix. When you overmix, unawork the flour, hizi tu za chapo nini, inakuanga na some protein, inaitwa gluten. Na uki overwork, ina lead to keki less tender. So yeah, when you're making cakes, once ukisha mix, ikisha kuwa incorporated, una stop.
Very enough.
Same case to if you're making something like pancakes. So sasa hapa utafanya hivi, utascrape hivi tu kusaidia hivyo. Unafanya hivyo. Yeah. Yeah, that's enough. So we're just making sure everything is incorporated, and there's our cake batter. So now we are going to transfer it to our cake tin. Do your cake tin pale. And anytime una bake, you need to prepare your tin. You prepare your tin in various ways. One way, ni kuchukua tin hivi, grease with either margarine or butter everywhere kwa sides, alafu unaweka flour, una dust. The other way, which we do, some and I, tunachukua tu greaseproof paper, as in working baking paper, tunaweka, alafu tunaweka cake. Sisi tu ni, this is something some discovered works, and that's what we do. So for hii keki itakuwa kubwa sana. So we are using this size of tin. This is a 26 centimeter tin. Oh, and by the way, for this, I'm partnering with EAGM, so we are using products from them, and you can also be able to buy the products from my store. So all the links will be in the description. So now we are going to put everything here.
So with your first option, paper, do you still use it?
You don't need to use the paper.
Okay.
You don't need to use the paper. But now if you're using the paper, there is no need to grease, but you still can grease and use the paper. Haina shida. If you're not going to use a bigger tin like I am, uta have to divide the cake between two cake tins, the batter, because I yield about 1.5 kgs of cake. So it's a lot of cake. This is a Kodo. I've seen, Kodo has over close to 800 videos on his YouTube channel. That's amazing. No, but it's close to 800 million and it's 700 and something.
You need the number of subscribers. So for videos,
usually
it's 620 something.
Oh.
And then if you're on TubeBuddy, inakwambia a different number, so near around 6 something. 630 or somewhere there, or 650.
How long have you been doing? How long has Sana the YouTube channel?
The channel may exist since August of 2020.
Wow.
So
and you had all those videos. That's impressive.
Watu ushangaa sana. So
sasa you take the a spoon. So unataka tu ikue level. And anytime una bake keki, hautaki ikue more than 2/3 over the tin. Nanielewa? Ndio sasa cause keki unajua ina rise nini, so una give hiyo opportunity to do that. Yeah. So now we'll put this in the oven. It'll bake for about 45 minutes. As the cake is baking, to make the decoration. As you tell me more about Sana kwa Sana, uniambie nitakuuliza the most difficult question where people never like to be asked. Yeah. So now, as the cake is baking, to make the decoration, we are making ganache. Ganache is made with chocolate na cream. So we are using non-dairy whipped cream, but you can also use dairy whipping cream. So what we'll do, tutaiheat, come to a gentle boil, alafu tutaiweka over the chocolate.
Okay.
For like ikwe over the chocolate, because sa itakuwa hot, melt the chocolate, we stir, then we put it to cool. Then that's what we'll use to decorate. And then we'll also toast some almond flakes. that will be used to decorate the cake since it's a chocolate almond cake. So umepata. So unaweza weka hii liquid hapa kamtua nini. Yeah. So what ilikuinspire wanza sana kwa sana?
A gap.
Okay.
Ni kama how businesses start, because the idea of starting a business inakonga to respond to a gap and a need that is unfulfilled for whatever market you're getting into. So with that in mind, for a number of years nilikuwa concerned sana na our lack of documentation. I still am, and that's why I'm still doing what I'm doing. It's a huge gap to fill, but nimefanya a lot of work that na feel I can respond to that need and that gap. And then around 2015-16, from your time, I came across a channel called Dead and Hippo, a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Very, very huge inspiration to what I do as Sana Kosana. Now, how review hip hop, how to conversations about hip hop and black culture and arts. So, having convos na watu, nilikuwa nawaambia I would really love for us to have such a space.
But now for Kenyan music.
Where people
Kenyan arts.
wanaongelea Kenyan music, Kenyan arts, Kenyan culture, because sikuwa nimepata any. And then that's the seed that ilikuwa planted na ikaspark what Sana kwa Sana is. So at the time sikuianza, what I was doing nilikuwa naandika reviews on Facebook.
Okay.
Nilikuwa natumia Facebook notes. So nilikuwa naenda event and then naandika review. Afterwards on Facebook nilikuwa na Nokia ndogo, a small Nokia C1. So nilikuwa naitype hapo.
Okay.
And then nachukua a foolscap paper na iandika out. And then narudi back on my phone and on Facebook kwa Opera Mini. And then naitype yote. And then I'm saving that note privately. Ndio niende cyber the following day. Edit, kuweka hyperlinks, confirm vitu. And then sani publish. So
smartphones came to make our work so much easier.
So hiyo ilikuwa 2015 up until 2018 nikafungua a blog. Sana kwa Sana. wordpress.com. Alafu in 2020 the YouTube channel ikaanza sasa. So hiyo imekuwa sort of the journey. Ya Sana kwa Sana.
That's amazing. So yeah, you're working you're also archiving, documenting, and which is good. Kwanza, especially for music that unajua sometimes we only end up knowing kwanza kauko so much into the music, you only end up knowing maybe the top musicians, the top. Na kuna so much that's happening, there's so much work that is very good quality that watu wajui about.
Which most of us hujuanga tu kile iko juu based on receiving music from the mainstream media. Na imekuwa a sort of a cultural framework ya audiences could receive music. So since that has been a cultural framework for a long time, and that has been the model, not many of us break out from that model of receiving music. And so that's our relationship na Kenyan arts na Kenyan music. Ni kile tunapatiwa.
Yani ukweli, we are not really seeking out. And that's what I think I like now of Letuko in terms of there's so many avenues za watu ku get music. So hata ukistream, yes, naweza kwa nimeka certain artist nataka kusikiza, alafu ikiisha it can wander off to someone similar who I've never heard of. So imeboil. So what we'll do, just pour it over the chocolate like that. So we'll give it like 30 seconds, then you'll stir. So we can toast some almonds. Hey, so that's really good. Najua kwanza, when I have tried watching a few videos
of the many.
Hey, you guys have so many. It's as in, I don't know, but you know the beautiful thing of having so much, ni mtu akiland on your channel, there's a lot to enjoy, there's a lot to go through, so that's also a good thing. I usually discuss with my brother Sam. Actually, my brother Sam also works with Kodo.
For sure.
Wako pamoja kwa Sana, and I usually say when you land on a channel that you love, mtu ubambika kupata wako na so much content because sasa utaweza kunini.
Utaenda down the rabbit hole.
Utaenda down the rabbit hole, learn so much, yeah.
During your, let's say, your campus years or even high school years, mlikuwa mna receive aje music, and how did you know about what was happening in the music scene?
Mostly radio. For me it was radio, and also the shows that were on TV, like the beats. Zile vitu zisijui jamadelic, rhythm and nini, so that was it. Mostly ilikuwa radio. Like at that time when I was in high school, I used to listen to a lot of gospel music, so I used to love rock, so I used to listen to Family 316. Have you ever heard of Family FM radio?
Radio.
So I used to listen to that a lot. Hata kwanza kuna show ilikuwa ina happen on Saturdays, some like you see the way syndicated shows like Rick D's, but sasa kulikuwa na ingine ilikuwa inaitwa John Rivers, so he used to have a countdown ya 20 songs. And since I love rock, so a lot of my good you are a lot. So a lot of my introduction to rock bands, especially the American, kina ata Daughtry, kina Casting Crowns. It's been a while since I've listened to many, but I got to listen to so many because of that. But mostly it was radio. Yeah, it was radio, the likes of The Beat, TV. Yeah, those are the things many exposed to the music.
And musical shows your campo?
Actually, the only one I went to, because he was my classmate, Sauti Sol, when they were starting out. Because I remember even going for the launch of their first albums, Nini Mwanzo. Yeah, it was at Nini Museum Hill. Yeah, I remember. So that one I went for. I think I also went for an Elani gig, because you see they started more or less the same time, Sauti Sol and Elani. Yeah, so I think I've gone for a few, maybe 1 or 2 gigs at Allianz. So yeah, that was Nini. But I think Pia, in as much as I claim to love music, maybe I don't love it so much in an I seeking out sana compared to other things that interest me.
Sana ko sana is all you have. We are all you have. We
know that you are.
We are all you have.
Anyway, but you guys are doing an amazing job. Now, kwanza kasa hivi breakdown, and kwanza you have so much wealth of information in terms of the Kenyan music industry, the producers, the rappers, as in the musicians themselves. Can you even say like top 5 that you like? Maybe it would be hard to say maybe a person. Maybe we'll say like their projects, a project you like, or maybe a song. Like, what album do you gravitate towards mostly? Like in the past 3 months?
Yes, this is not something that movies at once.
What's my favorite dish to make? It's usually a very hard question to answer.
What I would say at this point in time, since that's what happened recently, ama is currently happening, since this week I release videos zina summarize 2022, so top lists of projects the last year, top EPs, top hip-hop albums na EPs, and top albums generally. I would say what are these videos na utapata a gist and a summary of just what last year was for me musically. Now what projects stood out, wasanii wagani wali stand out, and what nilikuwa nasikiza sana. That would be the easiest, alafu from there inaweza kupeleka to other avenues. The blog pia has a lot of music that nimesikiza na nimeandika about. So kuna so much, as you've said.
Alafu, now as let's say someone who wants to venture into listening to Kenyan hip hop, now do where to start? Can you advise maybe what people they can listen to, as in to just dip their toe into? Because kuna so many genres, but if you want to venture into like the Kenyan hip hop scene, what can you recommend to someone like me?
Sometimes kile mupenda kuambia watu ni it can be as easy and as stripped down and as simplistic as just kwenda tu Google na literally kutype Kenyan hip hop and then uone what results utapata. So from videos to websites to whatever links that come up, just scroll, uangalie the names, uangalie the faces that zime come up and what is there and where it can take you. Sometimes when naambianga watu ni simple as ukiona for instance our Cardinali album, let's say, and then unaona featuring someone else. So you know what you've said earlier based on our framework of receiving music. Barely, rather a few of us who tafuta the featured artist kuangalia huyu ni nani, what do they do by themselves. So hiyo pia ni a simple way. So anza tu na the artist you know, for instance,
and then see
kuangalie wamewaka na kina nani,
features the collaborators,
and then check them out. So itakuwa ni kai na relationship, or uangalie amewaka na which producer, who producer mtype kwa Google. Amewaka na kina nani, amefanya nini, what will come up. So hizi ni simple ways za kupeleka tu. So unaanza na what is familiar, and then now you can go kwa other avenues. So if you want to get deeper, unaweza angalia Kenyan blogs that talk about music, Kenyan music blogs. Unaweza angalia websites, unaweza angalia Kenyan music podcasts. So hiyo sasa ni kwa a deeper level. Unaweza anza na the family and then you branch out.
Okay, that makes sense. And our almonds are done. Now as go toasted. You can smell ziko toasty. With a taste, don't need water. So this will use to decorate the cake. Actually, your analogy you may give, I love watching movies, and that's what I also use. For example, Nikki watch a certain director's work. Naanza kutafuta. So for example, I've watched one Wes Anderson film. I'm like, okay, I like this, so naenda kutafuta more Wes Anderson films. Same case too, as in kosa unaona, and then with time nikawe, I'm sure kuna some projects unasikizanga unajua this must be this producer even without having seen who the producer is, because unajua their style. And
when a movie buff,
I wouldn't call myself a buff. That sounds so huge, but I enjoy watching movies and I try to
Niko curious kuhusu ilikuwa ni switch the question ya kuuliza your top 5 or top 3, but naweza switch na niulize what you currently think, currently about the Kenyan film industry and scene.
What I currently think is I am excited that there's so much happening, as in at the moment, as in kuna it was gonna happen. I feel like this will be hard to put my thoughts together, but what I feel, we need to tell more Kenyan-centric stories in the Kenyan light. For example, when I watch something like Njorowa Uba, I absolutely enjoy it. Reason being, it really speaks to who we are as Kenyans, our day-to-day discussions, our day-to-day mannerisms. So, ni a very good show to watch because it's very real in that sense. As opposed to another show I've watched, which I liked, but I feel like sometimes, I don't know, can be a Kenyan thing, maybe, I don't know, this one I'm crucifying myself, but I feel like Sisi Kenyans are very good at copying other people, as in doing what other people are doing outside, as in, like, some shows feel very Americanized, westernized, yet it's happening here in Kenya. So that's beyond my qualm with some of the things, but with the rise of things like social media, such that now you don't even need a lot you can do the project yourself. Yes, of course, macho watu wanaona si wengi sana, but at least that's a starting ground. I feel kuna so much hope. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of a Kenyan movie I've watched recently. What I have in mind ni series nimewatch. Kama kuna ingine tulibinge hapa na Sam. Kwa naitwa Igiza. That was amazing. Nani? Sarah.
Tulikuwa tunafaa kuirini.
Mlikuwa mnafaa kuireview. Sarah did an amazing job of distinguishing those two characters. Mpaka, I was like, I believe there's another Sarah somewhere because she did an amazing job. So like that project, of course, you'll always nitpick, but I watched it. The nitpicking was less. It was majority of the people, especially the lead actors there, really did a very good job. It was convincing, it was captivating, and it's something we watched from the beginning till the end, discussing. So I'm very hopeful. Na feel funding ndio inanidika more kwa hiyo sectors because people have things they are doing. Watu wako na vitu ni funding hawana. So umeona hata kina JJ, they are raising funds for film. Did you?
I saw that. I saw that.
So unaona saa people have those things because like JJ has been staging plays from maybe even 10 years ago. He's been staging plays and all that stuff. So things are there. It's just the funding that we need, and now sasa sisi twende to support. We show up. Na sasa things like
Kenyan stories.
Na sasa nini pia muna bring these people to the limelight. Mnatuambia pia tunajua about it. Unajua sasa since wale hatutafuti maybe nitaenda kwa sana. Unajua maybe mtu atafuti, unajua the same way mimi leo tunapika naanzanga na recipe. So mtu anasema okay, Mr. Google, I'll just go to leo tunapika and see what I can cook. So kuna mwingine ako since sana wako na hii catalog, siniende niwacheki nione who to listen to. So our cake is done. I've allowed it to cool for like 10 minutes. Now, since we didn't grease the tin, what you normally do, you take like a flat spatula like this, a butter knife, una gently run huku kwa sides, could release the sides, and then unaweza overturn. Since hii tin yetu ni different type of tin, you can just do that. Remove, then take this, overturn like this, remove the bottom, and then sasa tunatoa the newsproof paper. So tunaweza turn over your side ingine kwa the top. So much work done. Anyway, so now we let it cool.
Ritual.
Kabisa. Tutaiacha cool kabisa ndio to decorate. Yeah, but essentially many hours later, our cake has cooled.
Finally.
Kabisa, our ganache has set. What I did, I put it in the freezer for about maybe 30 minutes to set, and then now it's done. You can whip it if you want, but iko sawa. So start to decorate cake. Since cake it's like this, since it's a cake, it's going to look very artistic, rustic. We don't need to level, iko sawa. So what we'll do, to take a small dollop of the ganache hapa. Ndio. We flip over, tukiweka hivi. Flip over the cake. Strikate imeshikilia. Like that. So now, this is what we'll do. When utafanya huko kwingine. So teka hivi. Then we'll use this to spread. No. So you see, like so. So, unaweka hivi, una spread. Haya. So hii inaitwa ganache, inakuanga so delicious. So perfect. Ona. So you just stick it to the sides of the cake. Tunaongeza kidogo.
Just a little bit.
Alafu sasa unaileta hivi. Don't be afraid kuleta na clean, long sweeps like that.
That seems enough.
Then unaweza adisia ndio tuende hivi round. Weke tu hapo. And I'll show you what you'll do. Ukileta hivi, unaileta over the edge, and then sasa unaenda hivyo round. Since it's rustic, however, it looks iko sawa. And yeah, your hair is a character.
Word of the day, rustic.
I'm saying the third really character. It's your hair. Hata leo umedecide kufuga. He has some very long locks. Leo umedecide.
The next time I come here.
Uta-unleash. Leo umedecide. Umedecide watu waseme
Hiyo time nikuja hapa tena nitakuwa superstar. So
hata utakuwa umetambua. Utakuwa umejua kodoni
nani. So
So, do you think unaweza make hii cake tena? As in, ukapatiwa recipe unaweza jua kui make tena?
Recipe, I can
You can
find
do it.
my way
You can find your way around it. Okay, that's good.
Nime-enjoy the process. Kulearn kufanya something new.
Na see, was it difficult? Do you feel ilikuwa difficult?
I feel ilikuwa straightforward.
Ah,
I feel
okay.
ilikuwa straightforward. The way that we break down, the way that we fanya, the process ilikuwa clear.
Awesome. So yeah, so now we're just decorating our cake. We're almost done. And then takonesha what we'll do for like beautify. Though the beautiful thing of a rustic cake, hata sahi iko na character.
Yeah, iko na character, as you say.
Has character. So now chanioneka kuna umedua a good job. Umedua a good job. Considering this is your first time, you've done a very good job. Na adisia tu kidogo hapa. Tumemaliza. So, acha nikuoneshe a very easy way ya kufanya keki ikae ni kama mtu amedo a lot of work without doing a lot of work ya kudecorate. Nafanya hivi, then naenda hivi. Hapa of course na cheat cause niko na hii turntable. Ungekuwa hauna, you'd manually have to go round, but that's this way of, so already
tips and tricks.
Unaona sasa inakanika we've spent so much time on it, yet that's not the case, and then I just do the same because of the spiral na feel kizunguzungu. Una feel hivyo? Nika you're looking into
hypnosis.
Unakumbuka ile twilight zone. You're entering the twilight zone. So it's like this. So sasa tutachukua hizi tuweke kwa sides, to sprinkle juu like see. Na hivyo.
Coming to life.
Yeah, it's coming to life. Side already keki yetu inakaa ni $1 million just because of the almonds. I'll shake the extra hapa. Let's do it. Now, the moment of truth for slice. Nana vile na slice for? I know, slicing like butter. Hii unaenda kwa those shops. Napatio unaona wow. Look at that slice. And then it looks so oopsie. Oh well, we're about to eat it, so it doesn't matter. Haya. As my mgeni, give it the first taste.
Mimi mgeni kweli.
Si ndio?
Mgeni kweli. Nyinyi ndio mnijui. Nyinyi ndio mnijui.
And the same with the nini. Wow. Umeonja ikiwa na the toasted nuts?
It's a different feel.
Because of sasa the texture.
Naenda kuona sana.
I feel sasa hiyo. That was amazing. I've loved it. Alafu, the cake, would you say it's sweet, as in overly sweet? Right, balance. And then the chocolate come through. You don't particularly taste the almond flour, but it may work towards even the texture of the cake.
Texture.
The cake feels very fudgy.
Yes, it does.
I feel very fudgy. But yeah, that was amazing. So that's our chocolate almond cake. The description has the recipe details. You can check out my blog, tunapika.com, for the more detailed step-by-step of how to make it. But the recipe ingredients are in the description. Kodo, asante sana for joining me. So guys, go check out Sana Kwa Sana. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, subscribe, listen, interact, get to learn more and get to be educated more about the Kenyan art scene and all that. Kuna parting shot?
Hiyo parting shot imeweza. Wafanye tu
Imeweza?
vile umesema.
Wafanye tu kile. Okay.
Na tutashukuru sana. There is a lot of coverage that tunafanya, na ningependa pia we're part of your journey, we're part of this amazing community that we built for the past 2 years. Such a great space with amazing people, and umekaribishwa sana kuwa part of Sana kwa Sana. Asante sana. Nashukuru for this.
Thank you.
Kwa guest wako kwanza.
Kabisa for this cake man. Awesome. Oh yeah, you can also find him on Instagram, still Sana kwa Sana.
Yes.
I'm going to put all his details.
Definitely.
Msikose connect na yeye.
Definitely.
And with that, and thank you from me, Gatweri and Kodo.
Yeah,
Kwaheri.
asante sana.